there's a good chance you are watching this video in the morning as I am recording this at 11:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to let you know that we might have another cap casualty on our hands. Now, we don't know just yet, but we are on high alert because, as you guys already know, we saw what happened to Eric Armstead. The San Francisco 49ers approached him to take a pretty sizable pay cut. He declined, and as a result, the 49ers release him, and he is no longer on the team. Well, a similar fate currently awaits fullback Kyle Juszczyk, who is going through something extremely similar. According to NFL insider Adam Kaplan, the 49ers have approached Kyle Juszczyk, who's an 8-time Pro Bowler and was a first-team All-Pro last season, to reduce his salary. So this sounds very familiar, right? This is exactly what just happened with Eric Armstead. The difference is we know the outcome of what happened with Eric, and Eric was ultimately let go. And that does tell you, and should tell all of us, that we are on high alert for the same fate to come for fullback Kyle Juszczyk. Now, it remains to be seen what is going to occur, because as we're continuing to learn, both sides have not reached an agreement on the issue. So this situation remains up in the air going forward. This is what Adam Kaplan writes in PFN. But again, we have some actual recent situations to lean on. The whole Eric Armstead situation. Now, his number was a lot bigger than Kyle Juszczyk's, but there is a case to be made for why Kyle Juszczyk should definitely consider taking a pay cut if he wants to stay with the San Francisco 49ers. Currently, Kyle Juszczyk has a non-guaranteed $5.75 million base salary for this season, along with a $400K in-game per roster bonuses. So he's made a good amount of money. He signed a 4-year, $21 million deal with the 49ers in 2017. And then he also signed a 5-year, $27 million contract extension in 2021. So Kyle has definitely made a good amount of money for the San Francisco 49ers, playing for them. And he's had a phenomenal career. Again, 8-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro last year. I think it's the first time that they actually had All-Pros as fullbacks. So I think the question becomes for Kyle to consider this is, what other options do you have? We already know that the fullback is kind of a dying breed in the NFL. So there aren't that many teams that have a high demand for fullback. And that doesn't mean to say that if you do have a fullback in your scheme, that you would definitely want this guy, Kyle Juszczyk, in it, because you could even say he's underutilized with the San Francisco 49ers outside the blocking game. One of his biggest attributes and skills is the ability to run this complex scheme and really be a focal point in the running game. I really don't see a rookie coming in and doing what Kyle Juszczyk does. I don't even see a veteran being signed off the streets to be able to do what Kyle Juszczyk does. He is very unique for his position, and that's why he's been paid very well for what he's been able to contribute. However, throughout the last 4 years, his usage has diminished every single year. So this past season being the least amount he's been used in the last 4 years. And so, because it does feel like with the emergence of Brock, with the emergence of their wide receivers, they're running out of 3 wide receiver sets more often, way more than they used to, um, which takes the fullback off the field. So Kyle isn't out on the field as much, and it has been a trend over these last 4 years. So it's not something that's out of nowhere in regards to potentially maybe taking a pay cut in order to kind of follow these trends. I think the 49ers want to keep Kyle Juszczyk. I think Kyle Juszczyk wants to play for the 49ers. The question becomes, how much is this pay cut? Can you rebuild it in with incentives? Because it's built out as a non-guaranteed 5.75 million base salary. Can you change the structure around? What does that pay cut ultimately look like? How significant is it? I would still have to imagine you'd want to pay Kyle as one of the top paid fullbacks in the league. Maybe not as high as what he's getting now, but if Kyle Juszczyk goes, that signals a massive change for the 49ers offense as a whole. Yes, you can go look into the draft and potentially find his replacement, and who knows, maybe you land on a guy who can do exactly what he does. You get lucky and you hit on kind of a rare player from the fullback position like him. But then again, that's not a guarantee. So I would have to imagine that if this move is made, and let's say they don't come to an agreement, and Kyle Juszczyk is released, just like Eric Armstead was, I would also imagine there would be a big change coming for the offense in a certain regard, at least into how they run with a fullback. Because again, there's so many counters and misdirections that they do with Kyle that I just don't see your average NFL fullback being able to execute. So that again could be something they are preparing for. They could have some potential foresight with that, with how they want to continue to build out their roster and build out the offense with Brock. Maybe they don't feel the need to have to insulate the offense with the run game, like they used to. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan is of the mindset of like, well, technically, if we run more wide receivers out there and we spread it out, we could actually create more running lanes for Christian McCaffrey if we kind of run a like spread kind of system in a sense where whether out of shotgun or under center, but just one back formations opposed to two with tight ends, which typically stack boxes against offenses. You can actually open it up a little bit without a fullback, but again, it's still a change in the offense. I understand the move. I understand the conversations. I would absolutely prefer to keep Kyle Juszczyk here, but I'm not going to be naive to the situation with what we saw with Eric Armstead, that he could be out too. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. Absolutely. Make sure you got your post notifications on for everything that we got going. Again, you might be seeing this first thing in the morning. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll have the answers to this tomorrow, but hang on to your hats. This might not be the last move we see. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.